ranking McDonald's menu items based on their health benefits. Alright, let's get right into the list. McMuffin. You know what? That does have an egg on it, so that's high in protein. It's got the meat on there, and that's going to be something that's going to help you get through a workout. So I would say that's actually very high on this list as far as nutritional value. A Big Mac is also going to be very high in protein, whereas a lot of these generally are. For this specifically, you're going to get the highest possible calorie intake comparing to the other ones that might be on this list, apart from a few. So I'm going to say that this is a good 5. So let's move on. McNuggets. Okay. I would say that this is higher because it's chicken. But the problem is that 1, it's breaded. 2, it might not even be legitimate chicken. And 3, a lot of them are coupled with sauces where it really depends on if you get sauces or not, because if you do get sauces, then that's a little extra high in either sugar, or those won't be healthy calories for you to get through a workout. So that is going to be lower. Let's see. Also the same with McChicken. The McChicken I will put higher than the McNuggets because it is a whole sandwich as opposed to little tiny nugget pieces. So for that, it's going to go right above that, just as it should. The McSpicy. All right, hear me out. For this, spicy foods do help with sinuses, so while it might not necessarily help with like the gym or building muscle or any other benefits of that nature, spicy things do help with sinuses and other things that like if you're feeling congested, it can help with that, or like if your nose is running, it can help fix that up. So just for that reason, I'm putting it above the McChicken. Quarter pounder. Okay, so I think it's very safe to say that something like the quarter pounder is probably even a little better than the Big Mac, because yes, the Big Mac is very good for having a lot of protein and protein intake, but is it too much? That's the question we got to ask ourselves here. Is the Big Mac too much protein than we need? And is it outweighing the cost of anything else that might be on the Big Mac? Because with the quarter pounder, there's still a lot there, but it's more manageable. So, fillet of fish. Okay, so this is an interesting one because the fillet of fish is obviously like fish, and fish is a very important part of a lot of healthy diets for a lot of people, like salmon or tilapia, or tuna is a very big one. But for the fillet of fish, I don't know what the fillet is made out of, so I can't really speak for it. It depends on how artificially it is made. But for these purposes, it's actually not a bad pick, so I'm going to put this here. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough for 2 reasons. 1, a lot of people actually do use ice cream for their workouts. Like, they use it so that they can get that calorie count for the day, and it's usually generally used for bulking. So in this sense, it's hard to really pinpoint anywhere because dairy is also very important as well. I know McDonald's doesn't really use like dark chocolate pieces, but if it was dark chocolate as opposed to milk chocolate, dark chocolate actually having more benefits than dark chocolate as far as health. Not by a large margin, but it is very, 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 very noticeable. I would put that on the very top right here. McPlant. So depends on what you're using it for. The McPlant is obviously, I'm assuming that's what they call I'm assuming that's the vegan/vegetarian option. I've never had the McPlant before, but I think depending on if you're going for a vegan or vegetarian diet, you would be choosing this, and this would obviously be number one because it's the only thing that doesn't necessarily have meat in it. But given that there aren't really any other slots open, I would have put it higher, but just because of that, I'm going to put it right here. And then McFries, that... Obviously, fries are potatoes, but it loses its health value because it's literally fried. And, you know, you put salt on it, like copious amounts of salt, and like there's so much sodium depending on where you get it from. But for McDonald's specifically, there's a lot of sodium content in this, so I think it's very safe to say that it's on the bottom. And I gotta say, I think that actually turned out perfectly to me.